Now, go ahead.
I'm Gregory Bratton. I'm the Executive Director of Agro Chicago and co-founder. And this is my cousin Eddie Harris. She's the artist of this exhibit.
Okay, now, go ahead, Mr. Harris.
This is another part of the Black Panther. This is the one that you said you thought got killed. Yeah, this one got killed. His name was Red Brown. They shot him up on the highway.
What?
H. Rap Brown.
H. Red Brown.
What?
Now, when he came to the West Side that time, he was
Now, who was he anyway, though?
He was with Martin Luther King.
He was with Martin Luther King.
He was with Martin Luther King when he made that march on the West Side and met, what they call that park? Madden Park. And people were throwing bricks and stones, and Martin Luther King said, you hit me on the left side, I'll turn the right cheek. And Red Brown said, you hit me, I'm going on and get my gun, come back and kill one of you.
What?
So he couldn't stay with Martin Luther King there. He had to leave because Martin Luther King was nonviolent.
This is the plaque they have here, Days of Rage. On April the 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, sparking riots and protests throughout the country. Chicago's police were particularly aggressive on protesters, with Mayor Daley ordering troops to shoot to kill. Just 3 days later, 11 people were dead, 500 injured, and more than 250,000 have been arrested. A 28-block area of Chicago's west side, centered around Madison and Roosevelt, had essentially been burned to the ground. With the city still reeling, the Democratic National Convention held in Chicago in August of that same year incited more rage. A march quickly turned into a brawl, and in the wake of the convention, 8 citizens were charged with conspiracy to riot. Bobby Seale, a co-founder of the Black Panther Party, whose charge was later reduced, creating the now famous Chicago 7, served 4 years for contempt of court. Less than a year later, Chicago Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, after months of work negotiating in non-aggressive pacts and between many of the South Side's most violent gangs, was murdered while sleeping by the FBI. The grouping of West Side riots and what Harris and family reverently call the Doors represent Harris's reflection of his rapidly changing surroundings during the Days of Rage. The paintings, West Side riots, in a complex conflation of fire, violence, protesters, and soldiers, a swirling image of both a burning Chicago and Vietnam. Harris's central victim is the individual and his identification with the community. His brain exposed, his body and mind merging with his destroying surroundings. He is literally being opened and made vulnerable for all sides. Mouth and hands merge, bringing action to words. And this is what this picture here represents.
Burn, baby, burn.
Burn, baby, burn. Ain't that something?
Brown left that evening, he said, burn, baby, burn. And the whole West Side burnt.
From Roosevelt, from Madison and Roosevelt to Cicero.
What?
It burnt all night long.
I can make this.
The fireman was afraid to come in and try to put the fire out because they didn't want to get shot. The police was afraid because they were shooting, it was just chaos.
Whoa.
It was chaos until the troops and things started coming in. That was the only thing that kind of quieted down.
Now turn this way. Keep turning. Go to the door. These are the doors they speak about.
Yeah, the door that they
Yeah, we did this door, but this is the door.
Did he tell you the story?
Yeah. And I know the story of the doors too.
Yeah. But see, the reason, the true reason that we represent these doors is because this is part of history that's no longer taught in the school. It's mentioned, but the truth is never taught like in the school.
It's not in the magazines hardly.
See, the Black Panther, I had Dr. James, Michael James on my show to get the real history of the Black Panthers. I'm sending you that tape. They were ahead of their times, trying to help the community, and then they started the school programs and stuff way before. You know, that tape that I did, that show, it was instrumental in getting him his position at Chicago State now. With Quasi Ronald Harris, that's where he works.
They started, they were the first ones.
And I'm gonna send you that show, because it'll tell you about the truth behind the Black Panthers. It was only a help service. And what they did though, they got one person to kind of infiltrate a little bit of something about drugs. But see, they had done too much for them to wipe out that whole project. The whole project was productive.
Right.
The whole project was meaningful.
Right.
They used one little thing to wipe you out. They're trying to wipe out Bobby Rush now over nothing.
That's right. They look for something.
So, well, I know. See, Bobby Rush knows Miss Standberry. I done stood up in that court with him down here before he got to be where he at. So he ain't going nowhere. They're going to cut that real quick. What they going to do is try to find out about what Bill and Hillary Clinton stole and how she put my son in DCFS from 1995 to 1999 because of calling the White House hotline against abortion, and it was only because of the sound of my voice. My son suffered too sincerely. Illinois Circuit Court case number 95JA2237, signed by Judge Sorrentino, says the mom innocent. She said, well, I don't care. They stayed in Chicago harassing me and locking me up all that time. See, he said, oh, we don't care. He suffered in abusive foster homes for 2.5 years, and they finally let him go to his father in July of 1997 when they should have let him walk in September 15, 1995. I know about injustice. This is what Obama knows me very closely. I'm asking for $2 billion for my son and $1 billion for me, and tell Hillary to get off of that White House hotline, and she ain't running for no president. If anybody is, Sarah Palin. So Hillary should just sit down. Too many are saying she need to be locked up. I want her and Bill Clinton in the penitentiary because Bill Clinton came onto my computer. I got police reports saying that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then he done wiped out my computer and started a whole nother search engine because he did Waco. See what I'm saying? I want him to forgive all these student loans, and then the rest of it, both of them go to jail, because that money is Khalid money.
You know what?